Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich Podcast. In this Friday session, I have taken questions from Money Page and Be Rich YouTube videos. The first question is, please discuss, do changes in political parties during the election impact the stock market?
Does a political process affect the price of the stock market?
Yeah.
Yes, in theory, yes, it can affect the price of the stock market. Meaning, let's say the elections result in there being a hung parliament, meaning there is no clear winner and there
You
is
mean
uncertainty.
A single party has to have the minimum.
Correct. There's no single party which has won the majority seats and there's no stable government. And that throws everything into uncertainty. And let's say at the same time there was some major national thing that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Like the COVID lockdown or something like that is also at the same time, it all conspires together. Then it can spook the market and people can feel, especially FIAs, who are one of the largest investors in the Indian market, can get spooked and start dumping everything, pulling money out because they're not sure what's going to happen. But this specific election, I do not think will have any real impact on the market, no matter who wins. I mean, if Congress wins or BJP wins in majority, or even if there's a hung parliament, I don't think it's going to have any ripple-on effect in the stock market per se, because there's two reasons. One, internationally, FIIs really don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay.
Because right now, India, like I said in another video, is the hot ticket item because our economy, the way it's growing and the potential of growth. Even recently, all the credit rating agencies, including World Bank and IMF, have increased India's GDP and growth. So that is one. The other is internally also, whichever government comes, it wouldn't want to rock the boat because things are running, growth is growing, everything is good. There might be some policy transition shift which might happen that might get more clarity as a new government gets sworn in. But as far as rocking the market and many major shake-up happening will not happen. Even in terms of investigation, political vendetta going on, will all take very slow and may not even transpire, no matter who comes into power. Of course, it's my humble opinion. I mean, it's not a fact.
This question is regarding the FPO. Of course, we posted a video about Vodafone FPO yesterday. My question is, what is the difference between FPO and an IPO?
IPO, the name itself tells you, initial public offer.
Okay.
Like I said in that video, it's like you taking a loan, right? When you go apply for a fresh loan, it's a new loan.
Okay.
That is an IPO. FPO is a follow-up. So like I said, in a loan, you pay for a couple of years and you have a good track record and you have new money requirement. Instead of going and taking a fresh loan with a fresh bank, you go to the same bank where you have the loan and you tell them, see, I've been paying my loan so well and I have a good track record. I need some funds. Why don't you top up my loan? So on the existing loan itself, they top you up. So same thing is true for an FPO. FPO is there's already shares in the market and the company is already a publicly traded company, but the company has capex requirement or some other capital requirement. So they go to the public and say, we'll issue some fresh shares and why don't you give us some more capital to do these capital requirements which we have. And if the public think it's the right call, they believe in it, like how the bank believes it's the right thing and they think you're a good customer, they give you the money. Same way the investors will invest and buy the shares and the money will be given.
This is India's largest FPO. So the amount they are going to raise is 18,000 crores. So that amount is it dependent on the market capitalization of VI. So how much maximum?
It's like you asking the bank for a top-up loan. The bank will ask you how much do you want. You'll tell the bank, I want so much. It's up to the bank to think if you deserve it or not.
Okay.
Same way, Vodafone would like 18,000 crores. The Indian public and the investors will decide if Vodafone deserves 18,000 crores based on the subscription of the FPO. If the Indian public feel that Vodafone doesn't deserve it and will be undersubscribed, then they will not be able to raise that kind of funds. How much ever they raise, Otherwise, they might scrap it or they might go back and go to the drawing board and come with a better offer to the public, saying, here we are offering even something even more lucrative for you to invest in. The public might change. Same way you go back to the bank, you work it out, you negotiate. So this is a process of negotiation. But based on what I have understood about Vodafone, what the current situation is in India and what the government has also guaranteed, I would say it is a good FPO to participate in because of the pricing of the FPO is a 20% margin there for you to enjoy. So that's quite healthy. If it's allotted to you, the shares, and you are able to trade the shares, you are getting a discount of 20% on market price on Vodafone shares. That's a pretty healthy discount.
So only existing shareholders can get allotment?
No. Anybody and everybody can apply for an FPO. FPO is open to everybody and anybody.
Okay.
There's two types of FPOs. You have the diluted,
and
then you have the non-diluted. The diluted FPOs, as the name suggests, there are fresh shares issued.
Mm.
So they're diluting the number of shares in the market. They're increasing the number of shares. So it's being diluted.
So what is the difference between rights issue, which we have seen in the South Indian Bank? Because the same thing is happening.
Rights it tells you in the name itself. It's a right. It's a shareholder right.
Okay, only the shareholders
Correct.
will be able to.
Here, there's not a rights issue.
Okay.
This is not to the shareholder. This is to open to the public.
Mm.
And the reason why they're not issuing this as a rights issue is because he wants to make sure he hits that 18,000 crores target.
Okay.
So he's trying to widen the field.
Mm.
And he's not rewarding his existing investors in this. The company needs a capital requirement, so they're trying to see how to raise the money.
Mm.
Of course, people who Vodafone owes money to are immediately saying, first you settle our dues,
Okay.
if you get money. Vodafone CEO is saying, hang on, we had a very specific reason why we're raising this, and we need to spend on capital. That is first to stop bleeding of subscribers. A lot of subscribers Vodafone is losing on a daily basis who are switching over to Airtel and other service providers. So Vodafone is trying to stem that and prevent that, and also infuse into new technology, new capital for Vodafone. So new customers might come and join them, and they don't lose any more existing customers. So that makes sense. Then from future earnings, I'm sure they will close all old debts which are there.
Okay.
Nobody wants to keep debt and be burdened with debt. Even companies don't want to be holding on to debt and be burdened with debt. Everybody would like to remove the shackles of debt. We all borrow money hoping for something, but something goes wrong in our plans. As always, life happens. So I'm sure they'll figure it out.
So previously you said that there are two types of FPO, diluted and non-diluted. So this Vodafone FPO comes under which?
It's diluted. Non-diluted is the existing shareholders and promoters and institutional investors who hold bulk of the share.
Okay.
They decide to exit some of their shares and they sell it in the market to open non-diluted FPO, which can also be at a discount. But this is a diluted FPO, not a non-diluted, because you're creating fresh shares. So it's diluted. Next question.
After the mergers or demergers, how to evaluate the stock fundamentals?
Well, unfortunately, in this situation, on all the situations you've stated, you have to be patient and you have to wait for information.
Okay.
You've seen the girl and you said, Daddy, I like this girl. I want to marry her. Then you have to wait for adults to talk and negotiate. You may be in rush to get married, but they will discuss the wedding, how the wedding should go about. Like they'll tell you, wait, cool down. And then they'll have engagement. Then they'll decide on a good day when the wedding is. And you will have to wait for your turn to meet the girl again. That is what's happening here. All of you are very interested in when is this IDFC going to happen? When is this Tata going to happen? It's not happening fast enough, soon enough. Cool your heels.
That will take time.
It will take time. They will share this information with us. As and when they prepare the information, and once it's been approved by SEBI and other regulatory bodies, and it's been okayed and checked off by the board, it will be shared to the public. It will become public knowledge and have a lot of time, and they'll give you all the information. Once you have all the information, then you can break it down. Basically, when a demerger happens, you have to see how the assets are split, right? Assets are what is actual valuable things. And the other thing you have to see how it's split is the debt. Sometimes a company will spill off a new company and move all debt into that spin-off company. So the parent company will become zero debt. It will become debt-free.
Can you tell this with the example of Tata Motors? Because they are going to split commercial and
passenger. I do not know. All I know right now is they've said we want to make into two. One commercial vehicles, the other will be a passenger vehicle division. How they're going to split, which companies, which factories go into Tata, have they not given, unless you have some secret information. I do not know, or maybe your viewer has some secret information. Till date, I do not know which assets, which employees are going to be Tata employees of Tata Passenger, which employees will be Tata Passenger, which showrooms will become passenger showrooms, which showrooms will become only for commercial vehicles. I do not know. Which dealers, or all dealers going to have two separate setups now. How this accounting will be split, we do not know. Once the board of Tata and the Tata Motors board decides and Chandra approves it and SEBI approves it, it will come. Information will come out. They'll say, okay, this company is going to be split like this. And all this information will be shared to the public in terms of documents. You can read it and go through it and get into a clear understanding. But before you cut me off, the last one when I was saying was assets. So basically, broadly speaking, the two things only you have to worry about. One is assets, like the factories and all that are assets. How is that going to be split? Second is the debt. right? I told you before. Sometimes companies spin off another company and put all the debt into that company, and that company will go to failure. While the parent company will become zero debt free, and that will become a unicorn and go to sky high. So sometimes they do that too. So you have to study the literature and see. Like Syntex famously did that. When Syntex was split into the plastic division, and the debt was pushed off into the textile unit, while the plastic unit did not have any debt. But then lots of other things happen in Syntex, which I don't want to get into. But that was the idea. Same way, we do not know the idea. Once its literature is shared, we can definitely analyze it. We can do another video and deep dive into it and see how they're going to do it. This is just broadly announced. The problem with you guys is any idea is announced by anybody, you immediately think it's going to happen today. You have so much of excitement and FOMO, which I understand, but these things are very slow and they take a lot of time. Like even when we were talking about South Indian Bank, the whole process took a long amount of time. IDFC is still going on. These things are very slow and they move very methodically. And companies look for opportune times when they can leverage the best for them. So they'll wait for these situations. Now that the elections are coming, post-elections only anything will happen. Post-elections, anything happening will take 6 months. You can kick any football, will take 6 months or more for anybody to think of doing anything, because they'll all wait for the government to form, see who becomes the ministers, get clarity on these things, then go reach out to the government and figure out what they want to do and how they want to do. And all this takes time. Like I said, wait, you will get married. Your marriage has been set, but be patient. Okay, the girl is not going anywhere. She also said she likes you. So don't worry.
So thanks for watching the video. This Q&A session might have helped with your understanding of the FPO and how the demerger and merger affect the stock fundamentally or not. If you like this video and found it informative, please like it and share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thanks for watching the video.
Thank you.